The moment we face our inner demons, it often feels like a storm raging inside us. But what if those very demons were not our enemies, but guides in disguise? Carl Jung's exploration of the unconscious shows us that every shadow, every fear, and every inner struggle carries a hidden message. Today, we step into that space where spirituality meets deep psychology, where archetypes whisper secrets of transformation, and where the energy of the unseen shapes our lives in ways we rarely notice. Imagine standing in front of a mirror in a dark room. At first, you see only shadows, fragments of yourself that you've ignored, denied, or feared. These shadows are not mistakes. They are mirrors of the psyche, reflecting parts of your inner world that demand attention. Jung called this process shadow work, and it is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and spiritual awakening. Each demon you encounter, whether it is anxiety, anger, or a recurring destructive pattern, is not there to punish you. It is there to point you toward a truth you are not yet ready to face. But how can something so frightening be helpful? The answer lies in the energy that underpins all life. In Jungian psychology, nothing is purely negative. Energy that manifests as fear or resistance is still energy. It wants to move, to transform, and to teach. When you engage with your demons consciously, you redirect that energy. You transform it from chaos into insight, from resistance into growth. The key is awareness, not avoidance, not repression. Awareness. Consider the archetype of the warrior. It exists not just in myths and stories, but in every individual. This warrior emerges when you face obstacles that seem insurmountable. Your demons, in many ways, are the catalysts that awaken this warrior inside you. They push you to confront the limits of your comfort zone, to explore the depths of your shadow, and to engage with life with courage you didn't know you had. Energy that initially feels destructive becomes a force for inner transformation. Have you ever noticed synchronicities in your life, moments where coincidences feel meaningful, as if the universe is speaking directly to you? Jung believes that these are not random, but expressions of the unconscious guiding you toward growth. When demons appear, they often coincide with these synchronistic moments. It is as if the universe places a teacher right in front of you, dressed in fear, doubt, or discomfort, asking you to pay attention. The lesson is never punitive, it is directional. It points you toward a more integrated self, a life where consciousness and unconsciousness work in harmony rather than conflict. Let's visualize it. A stormy sea represents the turmoil within. Waves crash, wind howls, and lightning splits the sky. That is your shadow. It is chaotic, untamed, and frightening. But if you step into a boat of awareness, learning to navigate rather than resist, the storm becomes a guide. Each wave teaches balance. Each gust of wind teaches resilience. Each flash of lightning reveals hidden depths of perception. You are not escaping the storm, you are learning to sail through it. In practical terms, how do you begin this navigation? Start by noticing your reactions. When a situation triggers fear, anger, or discomfort, pause, observe it. Ask, what is this showing me about myself? This simple act of reflection begins the transformation. Jung emphasized that integration, not elimination, is the goal. We do not destroy the shadow. We acknowledge it, learn from it, and bring it into the light of consciousness. Energy flows more freely when it is recognized, and the demons that once threatened to consume you become allies in your spiritual journey. It is also important to consider the archetypal forces at play. The shadow is only one piece. The persona, the anima or animus, the wise old man or woman, all these archetypes are part of the same energetic ecosystem. Each interaction with your inner world is a dialogue with these archetypal energies. The demons may embody one archetype, your courage another. The tension between them is where growth happens. Even in daily life, these principles apply. When a coworker provokes you, when a fear prevents you from pursuing a goal, when an unresolved conflict reappears, these are not random annoyances. They are messages from your unconscious, invitations to shadow work, and opportunities for transformation. By recognizing the energy behind these experiences, you stop reacting unconsciously. You engage consciously. You turn challenges into lessons, and lessons into wisdom. Now, consider your own energy. Every time you resist or repress, energy accumulates in the psyche, creating tension, anxiety, or even physical symptoms. Engaging with your inner demons allows that energy to flow. Meditation, journaling, dream analysis, and reflective practices help you interact with this energy safely. The more you practice, the more your inner guidance becomes clear, and the more your demons reveal their true purpose, not to harm, but to awaken. In this exploration, Carl Jung's teachings act as a map. They provide the vocabulary and framework for understanding the invisible dynamics at play. He shows us that the unconscious is not a place of punishment, but of profound insight. Spirituality is the practice of aligning with these insights, of listening to the subtle currents of energy, of integrating what is hidden into the conscious self. And in this process, you are never truly alone. Every demon, every shadow, every synchronistic moment is a companion on the path of transformation. So, the next time a fear arises, a destructive pattern repeats, or a difficult emotion surfaces, do not turn away. Lean in, observe, sail through the storm. The demons you fear may just be your guides, carrying the energy and wisdom you need for deeper self-knowledge and spiritual awakening. And if you find yourself resonating with this insight, don't forget to like this video. Subscribe for more content on deep psychology and spirituality, and share your experiences in the comments. Your reflections might just help someone else recognize their own guiding demons. As we move deeper into the realm of the unconscious, it becomes clear that the demons we encounter are intricately linked to archetypes and the broader structure of our psyche. Jung described archetypes as universal patterns that shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. These archetypes are neither good nor bad, they simply exist as templates for human experience. When a demon appears, it often embodies one of these archetypal energies, demanding that we confront a part of ourselves that has been hidden, denied, or misunderstood. Consider the shadow archetype. The shadow contains all aspects of ourselves that we reject: anger, jealousy, fear, and desire among them. But the shadow is not merely a repository of negativity, it is a reservoir of untapped energy, creativity, and potential. When we encounter a demonic pattern in our life, it is often a reflection of this shadow energy seeking recognition. Ignoring it keeps us stuck in cycles of fear or avoidance. Engaging with it transforms resistance into awareness, and awareness into action. Let's use a metaphor to illustrate this process. Imagine a dense forest at night. The trees are thick, and shadows obscure the path. You feel fear as you step into the darkness. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows that frightens you, and yet, it also carries a lantern. This figure represents the demon. The lantern symbolizes the hidden wisdom contained within the challenge. By approaching rather than fleeing, you illuminate the path, turning fear into understanding. The demon, once terrifying, becomes a guide. Daily life provides countless opportunities for this kind of shadow work. When you react with disproportionate anger to a minor annoyance, or when self-doubt paralyzes you from taking meaningful action, these moments are not random. They are messages from the unconscious highlighting areas where growth is possible. Spirituality and deep psychology teach us that observing these reactions without judgment creates space for transformation. Each demonic reaction is a doorway to insight, a mirror reflecting the inner energy that needs integration. Energy plays a central role in this process. Fear, anger, and resistance are all forms of psychic energy. If left unacknowledged, they create tension, anxiety, or stagnation. But when we consciously engage with these energies, we can channel them toward constructive outcomes. Shadow work, mindfulness, meditation, and journaling are tools that help direct this energy into personal growth. The more you practice, the more fluidly energy moves within you, and the more your demons reveal their guiding purpose. Now, let's examine synchronicity. Jung observed that meaningful coincidences often arise when we are on the path of self-discovery. A book falls into your hands at the right moment. A conversation sparks a sudden insight, or a challenge appears precisely when you are ready to learn. These synchronistic events are not random, they are the unconscious communicating through external symbols. Often, demons appear in tandem with these synchronicities, highlighting the lessons we are meant to integrate. Recognizing these patterns strengthens our connection to inner guidance and deepens our understanding of the spiritual dimension of life. Practical application is essential. Begin by observing your emotional triggers. When you feel anger, fear, or discomfort, take a pause. Ask yourself, what am I not seeing? What energy is trying to surface? Journaling these reflections transforms chaotic emotions into a coherent map of your inner world. Dreams, too, are a rich source of guidance. Jung emphasized dream analysis as a gateway to the unconscious. The symbols that appear in dreams often frightening or strange mirror the archetypal energies shaping your life. By engaging with these symbols, you unlock the lessons embedded in your inner landscape. Another critical aspect is integration. Integration does not mean eliminating the demon, but incorporating its energy constructively into your conscious life. For example, an inner critic may appear as a harsh, judgmental voice. By recognizing it and understanding its purpose, perhaps to push you toward discipline or self-reflection, you transform criticism into guidance. Energy is no longer blocked or destructive. It becomes a source of strength and insight. In relationships, this principle also applies. Often, the traits in others that irritate or trigger us reflect unacknowledged aspects of ourselves. When a friend or partner behaves in a way that sparks strong emotion, it can serve as a mirror of the shadow. Rather than reacting impulsively, use these moments as invitations to shadow work. The demons we perceive externally are frequently projections of inner conflicts, providing opportunities for awareness and transformation. The journey of deep psychology and spirituality is ultimately a journey of conscious empowerment. By engaging with demons and archetypal energies, we reclaim parts of ourselves that were fragmented, ignored, or suppressed. Energy that once fueled fear and avoidance becomes a source of creativity, resilience, and insight. Each synchronistic event, each moment of discomfort, each shadowy reflection is a guide directing us toward a more integrated, authentic self. Visualize the process. You are walking through a cave, dark and winding, unsure of where it will lead. Suddenly, A flicker of light appears, a shadowed figure holding a flame. At first, fear dominates, but as you move closer, the flame illuminates the walls, revealing intricate patterns, hidden passages, and treasures long forgotten. This is the transformative power of demons, shadows, and archetypal guidance. They lead you through darkness to illumination, revealing the depth, energy, and potential within your own psyche. Remember, this work is not about avoiding fear. It is about moving through it, observing it, and learning from it. Each challenge, each inner demon, is a teacher. Spirituality and psychology converge when we recognize the sacred role of these teachers in our lives. Through shadow integration, archetypal awareness, and mindful engagement with energy, you transform what once felt destructive into a force for growth. Take a moment to reflect. What recurring patterns in your life feel like demons? What fears, frustrations, or anxieties could be guiding you toward growth? By examining these with curiosity rather than judgment, you create a dialogue with the unconscious that reveals purpose, meaning, and direction. If these insights resonate, remember to like this video, subscribe for more on Carl Jung, deep psychology, and spirituality, and share your reflections in the comments. Your experience could illuminate someone else's path, turning fear into collective growth and understanding. As we approach the final stage of this journey, it's time to synthesize the lessons of shadow, archetypes, energy, and synchronicity into actionable steps. The demons you face are not random obstacles, they are invitations from the unconscious, beckoning you toward transformation and conscious integration. To navigate this path effectively, you must engage with awareness, intention, and reflection. Begin with observation. Each time a fear or inner conflict arises, pause. Notice the thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations accompanying it. What part of your shadow is speaking? What archetype is being activated? By identifying the energy at play, you convert chaos into insight. This step alone transforms the dynamic from resistance to understanding. Awareness is the key that unlocks the potential hidden within every challenge. Next, dialogue with your inner figures. This can be done through journaling, meditation, or visualization. Imagine your demon as a teacher. Ask, what are you showing me? What wisdom do you carry? Often, the first answer will feel confusing or uncomfortable. That is normal. Archetypal energies operate on a symbolic level. The shadow does not communicate in plain language, it speaks through metaphor, emotion, and instinct. Engaging with this language strengthens your connection to the unconscious and the deeper currents of your energy. Integration is the next critical step. Once you recognize the message, bring it into conscious action. For example, if your demon manifests as anger, explore how this energy can fuel creativity, assertiveness, or personal boundaries. If it manifests as fear, examine the potential growth it points toward. By integrating rather than suppressing, you reclaim energy that was once blocked, transforming it into a force for personal and spiritual growth. Consider the metaphor of fire. A flame can destroy, but it can also illuminate, warm, and cook. Demons are like fire. They carry potential for harm if ignored, but immense potential for transformation when engaged consciously. Shadow work is your method of mastering this inner fire, learning when to let it burn and when to guide its energy into constructive channels. The results are profound: clarity, resilience, and a deeper sense of self-awareness. Practical steps include daily reflection. Take 5 to 10 minutes to observe emotional triggers and recurring patterns. Journaling. Write down what arises when you encounter fear, anger, or frustration, and explore the potential archetypal message. Dream analysis. Pay attention to recurring symbols or figures in dreams. They are often representations of shadow or archetypal energy. Meditation and mindfulness create space to observe energy rather than react impulsively. Active integration. Identify one way to use the energy from a challenge constructively in your day-to-day life. Through these practices, the demons no longer wield power over you. Instead, they become allies, guiding your spiritual and psychological development. Energy that once felt chaotic now fuels creativity, clarity, and conscious action. Your shadow, once feared, becomes a source of wisdom and strength. Archetypes provide insight into the universal patterns shaping your life, and synchronicities become signposts of guidance from the unconscious. It is essential to understand that transformation is a process, not an instant change. Progress is often subtle: a moment of patience instead of frustration, a burst of creativity in response to fear, or a realization that a conflict reveals an archetype at work. Each small step compounds over time, gradually integrating energy, shadow, and insight into a cohesive and empowered self. The ultimate goal is inner harmony. Carl Jung's teachings show us that the conscious and unconscious minds need not conflict, they can cooperate. Spirituality provides the framework to interpret these lessons, offering meaning and purpose to every challenge and demonic encounter. When energy flows freely, awareness deepens, and integration occurs, life becomes not a battle against darkness, but a dance with it, guided by wisdom, intention, and inner clarity. Visualize the journey as a path through a labyrinth. At first it is confusing and intimidating. Demons lurk in the corners, shadows obscure the walls, and uncertainty fills the air. Yet, each encounter, each challenge, illuminates a section of the labyrinth. Step by step, moment by moment, you map the terrain, discover hidden treasures of insight, and learn to navigate with confidence. The labyrinth becomes a mirror of the psyche, a sacred space where the unconscious and conscious meet, and where transformation is possible. Finally, remember the spiritual dimension of this process. Energy, archetypes, shadow, and synchronicity are not merely psychological constructs, they are pathways to deeper understanding of your soul and your connection to the universe. Every demon, every shadow, every synchronistic event carries a message. Growth, awareness, and integration are possible. You are not alone in facing these inner forces. They are guides, allies, and teachers, inviting you to step into a higher level of consciousness. As you move forward, embrace the journey with curiosity, courage, and openness. Let the demons teach you, let the shadow guide you, and let the energy flow through you. Transformation is not an end, it is an ongoing dialogue between your conscious self and the unconscious, a spiritual dance that unfolds moment by moment. If this exploration resonates with you, take action now. Like this video, subscribe for more content on Carl Jung, deep psychology, and spirituality, and share your reflections in the comments. Your experiences may illuminate someone else's path, helping them recognize the guidance hidden within their own challenges. Together we turn fear into wisdom, chaos into clarity, and inner darkness into a source of light.